What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay. Is this a guy or a girl, or is this a band? I'm gonna assume it's a band. I think. We'll go with that. Maybe it's a band, maybe not. I don't know. Making their debut on the channel tonight. We have Duffy. Yes, indeed. How about that? Duffy making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bob, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of November for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, JFK. Hope you enjoy the show, man. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Duffy with a tune called Mercy.
I'm not gonna be mercy. I'm not gonna be any kind of silly boy.
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by I Am Duffy TV. I am. So, wait. Is this an individual? Not a band? I don't know. I have no idea. We're gonna just kind of play this by ear. But yeah, it was posted by I Am Duffy TV. Or maybe this poster is just representing the band Duffy for like Duffy TV and calling themselves I Am Duffy. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Anyway, and the video has 1.4 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Duffy, Mercy, live at Café de Paris, 2010. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Hit the beat and take it to the verse now.
I'm kind of at a loss for words. Normally this is one of those kinds of songs that poppy feel kind of song that I'm usually not a fan of. I'm usually like, this is not my cup of tea. This is not my jam. This is just not my bag. But here's the thing. This song is cooking. It's not like you got that hot skillet and the oil and the butter have already melted and it's already ready to go. And you drop that egg in the pan and boom, it is done in 30 seconds. It's not cooking like that. No. This is more like you're reducing. Like you got a nice red wine reduction going on. You know what I mean? Or a nice like a nice morello mushroom port wine reduction going, where it is cooking, but it's a slow cook. It's a simmer, not a boil. No, this is absolutely cooking, just in a very subtle way, and that's really being dictated by all of the instrumentation. Nobody is standing out. Everybody is down in the background. But everybody, even though everybody is down in the background, everybody's presence is being felt. Guitar, bass, keyboard, drums, strings, backing vocals, all making their presence felt, but in a very sparse way. Nobody is really playing with any type of length to each note. Everybody's being very staccato. Ba, ba, ba da ba, ba. Ba-da-ba, ba, ba-da-ba. First song that came to mind when I heard that rhythmic pattern, I'm like, oh, we're going down to the boardwalk, aren't we? I don't know why that song popped in my head until I realized, oh, it's almost the exact same rhythmic pattern and the exact same style. That's staccato. Do, 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 do. It's the same thing here, but it's more repetitive here. Bow, bow, ba-da-do, bow, ba-da-do, bow. It's the same three notes. But it's being done in a very similar attack, a very similar length of note. It's nice, but it's so subtle, giving way for her vocals to come through. Man, has she got some soul in her voice or what? Man, I like it. It's a little, okay, if I'm being honest, it is a little nasal tone. Okay, it is. It's missing some of the depth and some of the richness, but she still has the approach. She still has the attack. She still has the direction. She still has the execution of a soulful style of singing. Her pitch sounds good. The delivery sounds good. Her diction, her vowel formation, all sounds good. It's supported. I can feel the power is there, but she's holding back. Like she's like a pressure cooker. She's got the power. She does, but she's holding it down. So I like it. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I am digging this. I actually am digging this for all the reasons I just talked about. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Got horns back there too. This is a big band. I like it when she goes up. I don't normally, but I like it. Haha, a little crowd interaction. Why not? Man, you guys blew it. Try the other side. That was better. Oh, he can't sing with a dang. Way to read. Nice job on the band reading her. That was fun. That was fun. Surprising. Wasn't expecting to like this as much as I ended up doing. Now, just because I like it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get a good score, though. So, you know, I know I'm sitting there singing his praises, and people are like, oh, he's going to give it a 9. Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Maybe this might be down in the 6s and 5s. Who knows? I need to think about it. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Duffy with Mercy. This was a request from JFK. And this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of November for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Wow. I gotta be honest with you, folks. I didn't know what, I mean, look, whenever I see a band for the first time, I never know what to expect, especially if I've never heard of the band. And I've never heard of this band before, so I didn't know what to expect going in. Certainly wasn't this. But I'm not gonna lie, folks, when the song started, I was like, I don't know. That was a little poppy. But then it kept grooving and it kept going. And then when the vocals came in, and I was like, wait a minute. Is it me or am I grooving to this? Is this gelling with me? Am I grooving to this? Am I feeling this? Sure enough, I am. This was a ride. This was an interesting ride. I really wasn't sure what to expect from this band, but it wasn't this. I'll tell you that right now. Let's start with the score, and I'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1. What does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great scale rating, so overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.1, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I made this analogy during the reaction. This song was cooking. It was cooking, but it wasn't cooking like a rapid boil or a hard fry. You know, it was cooking, but in a very subtle way, like you're reducing a nice red wine reduction, you know, something slow. Or you're cooking a nice, you know, pork shoulder on your smoker, low and slow. You know, we're talking, you know, let that sucker smoke at 165 for, you know, 5 or 6 hours, maybe even longer if you want. Let it get up to a temperature of about 160 internal, and then you wrap it, and then you put it back on. Drop the heat just a little bit, up to like, you know, maybe 225, 250, and let it get up to the internal temperature of 205, but slow slow. Same thing here. This was a low and slow cook without question, but it was cooking just very subtly. That is mostly due to the instrumentation. The musicians did a fine job. The band really understanding dynamics and how to utilize those dynamics against what was happening with the accents and with the attacks. Very staccato attacks. No length at all until about halfway through the song, where, especially in the keyboards started getting a little bit longer with a little more legato with their attacks. But for the most part, guitars and bass, very staccato. Horns were kind of mixing it up. Sometimes they were staccato, sometimes they were, holding for, entire measures. But I mean, their attacks would vary. Strings, very staccato for the most part. Liked seeing that. The drumming has some nice patterns going, especially utilizing the kick the way they were doing, like doon, 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 and then it would rest for the rest of the measure, doon, 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 and rest for the rest of the measure, doon, doon, doon. And I'm like, wow, there's a lot of gap happening in those drums, but needed. I think if the drums were more active than what they were, I think they would have ended up kind of, I don't want to say destroying the intimacy of the song, but they definitely would have ended up stealing the spotlight. And as a drummer, you don't want to do that. So, no, I had no issue with what the drummer was doing. I think the drummer was fine. I realized there was some gap in that each measure, but still liked it. It felt good. It's kind of giving me that down to the boardwalk kind of feel to the song. Doom, 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 and then the doom, 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 doom for down to the boardwalk. But this was more repetitive and on the same riff. The vocals, she did a fine job. I got really no issue with anything that she did from a technical standpoint, as far as like pitch, notation, delivery, vowel formation, diction, support, power. I have a feeling this lady can belt. I have a feeling she can. I could feel it. I could feel her pushing that power down and suppressing it. I have a feeling if she wanted to cut loose, she could absolutely belt it. But she did what was necessary for the song. My only gripe about her is she is a little nasal tone, but I don't. That might just be kind of her signature. That might be, that might be her calling card. And I know a lot of vocalists who do that, who have a specific style of delivery and tone, and it's what they're known for. And that might be the case here. I don't know, but in this song, little nasal tone, but not so much. Okay. Was the nasal tone there? Yes. Was it enough to make me cringe? No, it wasn't enough to make me cringe. It just was enough to make me notice. And I got no problem with that. Kind of added to the charm of the song, if you ask me. I like the part where in her vocals where she would go up. Yeah, that sounded really nice. I like that. The overall, I got no complaints about the song. And on top of that, the live show to boot. Let's go on the list. Let's see how many boxes they checked off. In a small, intimate show like this, it's a lot harder to check off all those boxes. So let's see how many boxes they checked off. Stage presence, check. Yeah, they were all looking like professional musicians up there. None of them looked like roadies. Stage energy. Believe it or not, I'm gonna give it a check. She was moving around the stage. Quite a bit. Everybody else was pretty much stationary, with their music stands, reading their charts. So, I don't know about that, but I mean, but we still had energy from her moving around the stage. So I will give it the check. Stage interaction. This one was tricky, but I am gonna give that a check. Reason being is this: towards the end of the song, the band started to vamp. And they watched for her cues every single time. Kind of like Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. You never really know what Bruce is going to do. That's why the E Street Band constantly has to keep their eyes on Max, and Max is going to constantly keep his eyes on Bruce because they're going to be watching for those cues. Same thing here. The band was constantly watching her, looking to see where we were going to go with this. She became the leader at that point, and she was really kind of dictating policy as far as what we're going to do and where we're going to go and when we're going to do it and how we're going to do it. So they had to watch her, and she was given the cues, and she was even turning and watching them to make sure that they were watching her. And then she would give the cue and they would respond. Technically, by letter of the law, that is stage interaction. I know it's not like we see with rock bands where they interact with each other, you know, rocking out and whatnot, but it's still technically considered stage interaction, so I will give it that check. I know it's a bit of a stretch. It's my show. I do what I want. Crowd interaction. Yeah, believe it or not, we had a check there with the call and response with the crowd, her putting the mic into the crowd. Always be careful when you're doing that because you might end up with that guy in the front who can't sing his way out of a wet paper bag. So you gotta be careful with that, but it does lead to some funny moments. So yeah, I'll give it the check. Showmanship. Not really. I mean, kind of, sorta. Okay, I'll give it a check, but it is an extremely weak check. As far as putting on a live show goes, and it's a lot harder to do that in a smaller venue, in a smaller, more intimate setting. It's a lot tougher to do it, but if you really care about your live show and your visual presentation, you'll find ways. You will, I promise you. Trust me, I know. I've been there and done that. The last one, production. No, there was no production. there was nothing as far as sets go, or effects, or smoke, or cryo, or pyro, or anything like that. And there was no production. But again, this is a small, intimate setting, so wasn't really expecting it. And like I've always said, when it comes to production, it's bonus points. It's not really gonna make or break you. I mean, it's nice to have if you can have it, but not needed. So I've always tried to treat a production as bonus points, unless you're a production-based band. If you're a production-based band, you rely on production to, you know, take care of your live show, then your production better be on point. Not the case here. No, overall, I think this was a great job. It was surprising. I was digging the groove and the feel of the song. I found myself grooving to it. I'm like, I don't believe this is happening. I'm grooving to this, and I'm digging it. And I did. I absolutely dug it. In closing, I have some questions, and I'm really hoping people, you know, are nice and, you know, don't pretend or don't treat me like I'm an idiot or anything like that. It says Duffy. Now, is this a Bruce Springsteen thing where the lead vocalist is like the main attraction? Is she Duffy and the rest of the band are just hired guns, or are they actually a part of her entourage? Are they actually part of the band and the band is called Duffy and she's just the lead vocalist? Something tells me it's the first. This is like a Bruce Springsteen thing. Like, she's the main event, she's the headline, she's Duffy, and everybody else is just kind of along for the ride as a hired gun. Something tells me that's the case. I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong. I hope this is actually a group thing, but something tells me it's the first. Y'all can do me the favor, let me know which one it is. I have a feeling it's one of those two. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and it's something completely different. I don't know. Maybe she's actually a solo artist and there is nothing else, you know, and they just happen to have this band hired for this one performance. Maybe that's a possibility too. If you guys could let me know in the comments, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm serious. I'd like to know. So in the future, I can be, if I do any more requests for Duffy, I can be more certain as far as where my stance is on this individual slash act slash band slash ensemble slash whatever. So anyway, 8.1, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got an 8.1, which is a great scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off. reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.